Yes, we're ready. We're ready.
All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right. Happy Friday. Listen, thanks for being here. My name is Ziggy. I'm an agent up in New York State, in the beautiful Hudson Valley, and I'm honored to be here today for this amazing panel. And all of you, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us. We're happy to have you. First, I'd like everybody to put their hands like this. And now high five the person next to you. You guys are going to have to do it. High five. High five. All right, now put your hands like this. And high five yourself. Baby, you deserve it, right? We're going to celebrate ourselves. We're going to celebrate each other today as part of the process. And it's important, right? It's all part of the mental health process. So really quick, thanks for being here. Thank you. I'm nervous, y'all.
You're doing great. Yeah.
Thank you. Should I read from my paper or should I read from
Just
my
imagine.
Do whatever you want.
Imagine Jennifer naked.
All right, so there is no wrong way. No wrong way. So listen, mental health, right? I mean, Ed, who's in the room with Ed? Did y'all cry?
Yes.
Right? Oh my God!
Tissue.
Amazing.
Yes.
But you touched on so many critical points that we're gonna try to touch on here today. And so actually, in almost every single room that I've been in this last week, self-care of some sort, right? Awareness, boundaries, it's all come up, right? Taking care of yourself, taking time out, taking a reset, massage, yoga. We were just talking to Glenn about what is it? Biannual tones. And just taking care of yourself, being the best you that you can be, right? So prioritizing mental health as a real estate agent is crucial for achieving success in the industry, right? If we're not performing at our best, we can't provide the best service to our clients. So it's important that we take care of ourselves. And it's that old adage, right? Put on your own oxygen mask first. While being a real estate agent provides the freedom to shape our own career and be our own boss, and involves working long hours, dealing with emotional, intense clients, and being affected by external events that we have no control over, right? And time and time again, I'm reminded that I have control over three things. That is my health, my wealth, and my environment. And I do everything I can throughout the day to control those things, maintain those things in a healthy state. And we're going to talk about some of those tools and resources to help you, the same. So let's do a quick rapid fire introduction of these three amazing agents that we have up on the stage with us.
Let's do it.
Let's start.
Me? I'll go first, great. Tiffany Maddux, in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Several year icon, also a managing broker for the Triangle area. So yeah, I've been with EXP now for, collectively since 2017. So been on staff for the past 2 years. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Reggie.
Woo! Reggie.
What? Mic check 212. Not gonna try to spit a bar.
We'd be open to it.
Absolutely.
I might not get no awards either. No, but my name is Reggie Moore. I'm a commercial advisor, and with that, I just made a transition from residential back in February. Yeah, so definitely a unique experience. Thank you. Yes, indeed. In lieu of that, of course, I'm a Navy veteran. And, thank you. And one of the things that being a Navy veteran is that a lot of times we get put in the box. I would say just as a military, so I'm gonna go more into depth about that. So the other reason why I'm here too is because of EXP Military Network. And I can tell you that group is amazing. I'm from top to bottom. Deanna, Mike, Becky, Sierra, we all like family. And this is what it's about, because we have to come together to help and look out for one another. So no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're suffering with, we have something that we all each and every one are dealing with. So we'll get into that, and go ahead and pass the mic on.
Good afternoon. Since we're not virtual, I don't have to say good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon, and in real life, love it. I'm Jessica Nieto. I'm a real estate broker with eXp Realty, multi-licensed, so sort of not geographically bound, which is a funny question that comes up when you meet people at a conference. I ramble a little bit. But I'm based out of California, most of my business. My wife and I made a decision, she's not real estate, but for me to bring our brokerage over to eXp Realty in 2020. Thank goodness, it was a few weeks before something that you all know happened around that time, and couldn't be more blessed to be with this company. Glad to be here in real life. I am a real estate coach, and also I'm the co-chair of One EXP, which if none of you know about, I'd love to introduce myself and tell you more about that. So happy to be on this panel, very humbled and grateful.
Awesome. So clearly we're in good hands today. So the focus today is, how to effectively manage stress and focus on our mental well-being as an essential part of our thriving business, right? Again, because we need to be at our top of our game. So let's start with Tiffany. Tiffany, what are some of the common stressors or challenges specific to real estate that impact mental health, and how do you personally deal with them?
You know, I think a big thing with mental health, being an agent, would be truthfully knowing when to let that client go, right? We all want that money, but is it worth it, right? I've been into scenarios before where one time I actually got them under contract and just passed him off because he was probably better working for a male, so to speak, right? So you realize some of these situations and certain people, and you're not going to change people, right? And that's fine. We want to work with people that are like us, but there has to come a boundary where, yes, we need money, of course. That's why we're in real estate. But there has to come a point where we got to know when this is not great for me, right? This is not great mental health. This is not, this person is talking to me like I am way beneath them, or maybe it's, this person is, a long time ago I had a situation where another person had some, I would say some very southern country slang, and to me it was extremely discriminatory. In some of the areas or parts of town they didn't want to live in. So I just let them go, right? So you gotta make sure that, first of all, that you are surrounding yourself and keeping yourself in a healthy mindset to keep yourself healthy, right? So sometimes that means setting those boundaries and letting those clients go, right? And when I say let them go, I'm not saying that you can't make money. I'm saying that, hey, call someone up, let them know, hey, this is a scenario, I'll give you a referral fee. It's worth something, right? You gotta get paid a little bit, but that is always a big thing for me. Yeah, so that is the number one thing I feel like, is to know when to say no.
Yeah, no, it's so important, and it falls right in with that do it, ditch it, or delegate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that applies to people too.
That's good.
Absolutely. So if it's somebody that you're not vibing with,
Yeah.
if there's a scenario going on, delegate it, refer it out to somebody that's better suited to, awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Reggie, how do you personally deal with stressors in your business?
Let's see, stress. It's everywhere. Stress. I would say boundaries, know when to cut things on and know when to cut things off. Because as you see, we got all these phones, and all these phones have so much stuff going on, social media, news. You have to learn how to just turn it off. And I'm talking about turn everything off.
Yeah.
And I'm talking every time. And I'm gonna tell you another thing to do as well. Have certain times of the day when to shut it down. Even if it's 15 minutes, 11 minutes of the day, shut it down, everything. Phone, TV, people calling, it can wait. It can all wait. But take that time to sit and to reflect, okay, I'm going through the stressor. What do I need to do? Just relax and calm down, because if you let that stress take you over, then I can tell you something is that with stress, it's like an energy or entity, right? And that entity itself it traps into your aura. Everybody has an aura, whether you believe it or not. We all spiritual beings in this dimension. And if you can realize this, those entities, when they get stuck on you, they tap into you and they bring you down to your lower nature of yourself. And then that's physically, mentally, spiritually, all facets. But you gotta learn how to not let that entity trap you. Because once it traps you, you get erratic behavior, mad, anger, crying. Then you start lashing out at other people. And then the energy goes down into your organs. Because again, like Albert Einstein likes to say, energy can only be created and never be destroyed. So guess what? It manifests in your kidneys. It manifests in your adrenal glands. And then you're saying, oh, I'm eating healthy. I'm working out. I'm doing all this stuff. But guess what? I'm still having digestive issues. Because you have not got rid of that negative entity inside yourself. So you got to learn how to pull out that energy, out that stress. And do not repress it. You got to let it go. Let it out. And don't judge yourself. Because a lot of times us as realtors, we compare ourselves to other people. Oh man, why I'm not doing these numbers? Oh man, look at this. Oh, they're killing it. Why me? Why me? But guess what? You are you. You are never going to be the same like nobody else in this universe. It's only one copy of you, one DNA strand of you. So accept yourself, like yourself, and love yourself. Those are the three things I will tell people to do, no matter what nobody says about you.
Absolutely.
You know, stress can show up in so many ways. Some of us have more anxiety than others. Sometimes we can transform that into fuel for so long. Some of us are a little bit more, you know, we can go into a dark place. Sometimes we find just enough light to sustain ourselves or to kind of come back out. So for me, I really have taken a lot of time throughout the years to inspect what I expect from everything around me and really analyze the people that I'm coming into contact with throughout the day, and really reflect on, like, how does my energy change inside of me? How do I feel? So I ask myself a lot of questions in the morning when I do my gratitude and my reflection. But I also just ask myself, like, you know, I felt a little anxious after the call. You know, what can I do to solve that problem? And it goes back to the boundaries.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's people in my life or clients that, you know, I can handle it, I can manage it, but I really have to do a little work to create very specific, custom-tailored boundaries for everyone. And it's a lot of work, but it's a lot less work, I notice, in getting to that point of anxious, where I can't really fix it very quickly and you're too far in and turn back around. So that's one thing. Also for me, it's really simple. When I go fast and I go hard. I've always been the volume girl, and they call me bulldozer. That's just how I've always been since I was a little girl. I'll kick the door in. I won't, nothing really stops me from much. So, yeah. And that has its problems. I mean, I carry an extra pair of pants when I used to drive all the time because I bust my pants open jumping over a fence. This is a real story. It's happened a couple times. But I only tell you that to say, though, as fast and as hard as you go, the only thing that sustains me is that I love myself and I take care of myself and I look out for myself. And I love that word protecting your mental health, because it is. You can actively be doing things, you know, to protect yourself and your mental health, but you can also, you know, if you're on the reactionary side, I don't look at it as reactionary, I look at it from the protection angle. You got to be on the defense too. So you have to be self-aware of what's coming at you, what's around you, what you're walking into, and just, you know, you don't have to overanalyze everything. It's really just, once you really get to know where your boundaries are, you don't really have to think about it. It kind of becomes reflexive, like the energy you're talking about. You feel it, you're like, whoa. Or, you know, I can come around this person, but when it gets to be too much and past where I'm willing to go, then I know how to shut them down without hurting their feelings, you know? And so one little strategy that I'll share with you is, I think Don Hobbs taught me this, is like the popcorn strategy, where, you know, somebody's talking and you just go, you know, man, you smell that? It smells like popcorn. You're like, what? Yeah, you disrupt them. Exactly. So that's one of the strategies I use. And then, I'm also known for hanging up on people and pretending that I didn't. But not to use it too often on the same person. But those are some tips.
That's so awesome. Two of the things that you spoke about, right? Boundaries and expectations, right? So setting those early in your relationship, in your business, and in your relationships with your clients, right? These are the boundaries. These are the expectations. These are the hours I work.
Yeah.
I have children. I shut my phone off at. I will call you, within 2 hours. Whatever your boundaries are, and then stick to them. I don't answer anything before 8 o'clock in the morning. I might see it, I'm not responding. And I don't answer anything after 6 o'clock at night. Again, I might see it, I might even draft something, but I am not sending it, because as soon as you do it once, the expectation has changed, right? So, setting the expectations and setting those boundaries, whatever they are for you, right? And make no mistake, like, if these are new tactics for you, great, practice, right? What I tell my kids all the time, practice. Practice makes you better. Start small, implementing these little things, these little tactics or tools that we're talking about, and show yourself some grace. Be patient with yourself, because if these are
Covering a lot.
if these are if these are new practices, right?
Yes.
Take one thing and implement it. Get it, make it habit, and then take something else. I'm trying to do it all at the same time. Awesome. This is great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we expand on that just real quick?
Please, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, because I think for a lot of realtors, or I've said that to many realtors, and they say, well, how would I do that? I have a client, and this is a quick story, but a couple weeks ago, or actually about a month ago, she shared with me, we were talking about time management, and she said, well, I know that I can do more if I could be available after 7 o'clock. Because my clients, I have these clients and they seem to want to talk at 7. And I said, okay, so what do you have to do, what do you do at 7? And she's like, well, I'm with my son, my kids, And I said, oh, okay, well, is that ever going to change that you don't want to be with your children at night? She said, no. I said, okay. I said, well, could it change that maybe we look at finding different clients that are available before 7? And she said, well, yeah. And I said, maybe 1 day or 2 days a week you could be available at 7, or 1 day a week, right? And then you communicate to your clients what your calendar is. Well, 2 weeks later, her wife, they have 3 little boys, was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She's an agent. And I called her, because she's one of my coaching clients, and she called me actually, or left me a message and said, hey, I can't do the homework. I can't follow through with what I had to do this week. I said, obviously. I got you. And I said, so let's meet. And I called her and I said, so Amber, I really want you to reflect on this. What are you going to do now? Because you definitely can't talk on the phone at 7. And she said, I know. She said, I get it now different than I did 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, it's really the point that I make is that it's possible in any situation. So don't wait until you don't have a choice, right? To make the change.
Yeah.
And what were you saying? You also said that earlier too, right? You were mentioning to me that if you really want to do it, it's free, right?
Yeah.
You were saying that.
Yeah, I was just saying that anything that you want to change for your mental health, and I'll pass this on to everyone because I believe that there are some things that maybe aren't, as maybe you need some help that's not free.
Right.
Anything that you really want to change in terms of your habits and your identity is your habits, right? So the things that you can do to make those little tweaks, they don't cost you anything. That's the best part about it. And those things will help you get to a place, like Izzy said, to sustain a successful real estate business.
Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and listen, you're worth it. I don't care what anybody told you before. You're all worth it. Take the time, take the effort. You're worth it. Right? Yeah, totally. All right. Moving on. You ready to move on?
Yes.
Let's go.
Woohoo!
All right. How do you establish a work-life balance as a realtor? Oh, good luck. That's why I love it.
All right, I'll take it. I think that, obviously set boundaries, right? You've got to set boundaries. And for me, when I was full-time into real estate, but you really got to make sure that you're maximizing the moments, okay?
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. It's, and some people do have set times where they're like, hey, I'm available here and here, and that's great. And then some people say, okay, I can be a little flexible, but if it's a very important event, then I'm gonna be like, today's the day, I've got an autoresponder, I'll be back. But if it's not, and you're kind of flexible, right, when those moments come, it's like, okay, I'm available, I'm gonna take this time, I'm gonna quickly respond back, but then I'm open, and I'm gonna really maximize my time shortly after that, right? So it's kind of in the moment, I'm maximizing my time in the moment, enjoying my family, and I really try to be present because it's so easy to pick up your phone. So, but I think you're right, you gotta set those habits for yourself, and you gotta make sure that really what's gonna work for you, what's really working for your family and your dynamic. I mean, you have that client, the agent who, she, unfortunately, her wife has cancer, so, their whole family dynamic is going to be shifted. So, life changes, ebbs and flows, so you really got to kind of take advantage of each time. And
Yeah.
highs and lows, and make sure that you're committed to yourself. What you say, do it. So, yeah.
I would say time management for the balance. Put everything on the clock. And Google Calendar is your best friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you now, I live by Google Calendar, but the interesting thing in my space is not only am I a commercial advisor, but also I help veterans seek their resources for their claims. Right? And I get calls from veterans, and even veterans who are practicing real estate. Because of course they have a license too, but guess what? They struggle with mental health.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we as veterans get put in the box. Oh, thank you for your service. We appreciate that. But also let us continue to be of service. Because of the fact that when we were there, we gave all we had. And then by us who had to transition into doing real estate as being practitioners, our identity is still there. And we feel like, man, do I still belong to be with society? Because my band of brothers, my band of sisters out there are still out there, and I feel like I don't have a part of myself anymore. I'm here, but my soul is somewhere else, and my spirit is somewhere else. Can somebody please help me? Help understand me? And I'm gonna tell you, I've spoken to a realtor, and I can give her name out. She basically said, my husband needs help. He needs help. He is struggling. He's a Marine. His mental health is getting so bad. We can't even sleep in the same bedroom together anymore. What can we do? And they got that intimate. And I told her, I said, one thing is this brother has to make sure he helps himself. Because you don't want to drag yourself, taking all your energy and sucking everything out of yourself, because it's like a plane. You have to first dispense the oxygen mask on yourself first. Right? Then he saved himself. So realize when you with clients or people, save yourself first. But also, going back to the agent, I told her, I said, hey, have you guys seek therapy? This is another thing here. Therapy is not like, oh, I'm crazy, one flew over cuckoo's nest, Jack Nicholson. Let's get that out of the picture. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
It's the cool thing. to do.
Yeah. So let's get that doggone box that we put ourselves in. Oh, I don't want to be labeled anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, or major depressive, or PTSD. Those are all labels. And just because you have some type of diagnosis does not make that who you are. Does not matter if you have that. And then also when you're seeking help, realize that it's a process. Don't rush it. Get that therapy, get that help.
Yeah.
And then also realize this. There's a wounded inner child that a lot of us are dealing with from our childhoods. We're just grown-up people, but still have the mind of a child sometimes. Never have been hugged. Never have been loved enough. Never said sorry to a mom and dad because you have some type of thing going on, or they did this to me. If you can't say sorry to somebody, go back into your meditation and visualize saying that, hey, I'm gonna say sorry to this person. I'm gonna say I love you to this person. Because a lot of us lose family members and friends along the way, and we have that all in our heart. And then you're standing by that casket, excuse the French, damn, I would have just said something to say sorry. And you never had a chance to do it again. So make the most of that present moment, because you never know. So.
Reggie, that's all great stuff. And, 2 points, right? Empty the cup. Every day, empty the cup, right? If you have something to say to somebody, say it, right? You might not get the next opportunity to say it. So I'm sitting at mine and I'm texting my family, I love you, Dad, I love you, Sophia, right? And, really good stuff. And if there's a problem, acknowledge it and find out how to fix it, right? We're adults, right? Acknowledge it, figure out how to fix it. Who has EXP healthcare? Anyone? You get a free 30-minute talk session every month. Use it, right? I just signed up. Bet your ass. I'm going to use it every month, right? Why? Because I have stuff that I have to get off my chest, right? I might not want to talk to my family. I might not want to talk to my, people in my network, or certainly not another realtor. I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to use that free 30-minute session every month. I'm paying for it, right? Why not? It's only going to benefit me. It's an investment in myself, right? So find the resources that you need, identify it, and then fix it. All right, great, awesome. Okay. How about you? Resources.
Yeah.
We got resources, yeah?
Yeah, resources. Well, I always love to give advice that's about free things we can do, right? So we talked a little bit about EXP Agent Healthcare. My wife and I have huge savings from EXP Healthcare, and bless us, we've been healthy, of course, so that's been a blessing. But in terms of mental health, many of you are in this room, and there's probably, as many of you are in this room, there's that many reasons why you're here. There's probably, you're just interested in the topic, you were walking by, wandered in, but probably maybe some of you,
We love Ziggy.
That was intentional that you came in. Big fans in North Carolina, I think was one of them I heard. But for me, I love to give away advice that is about things that you can do for free and you can implement right away. So for me, my brother just passed away, and I share this with you only because, not for me, but for you, something that I haven't given myself enough of has been grace. Because, like I said, I kick doors down, I'm go, 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 and I don't stop until I end the night. I have dinner with my wife every night, almost the same time. We cook dinner together, we hang out, and we take time together. I thought I kind of had it all figured out. I'm like, wow, I have all these great habits. Everything feels great, and then something will just come in and it'll hit you like a semi. And I share that with you only to say that, grief is a big thing as realtors that many of you don't stop for, or you completely get derailed and you do stop. And I just wanted to share with you all, because it had a big impact on me, and what I've learned about myself is that you don't have to move past something. You don't have to leave it behind. You can actually move with it, and that's something that I've learned. And it's really just about giving yourself grace. So what I did was, the only thing I have with my brothers is a ukulele, and his daughter, who's 9, I gave her his harmonica. And so when I've been getting really just sort of emotional and just having a moment throughout the day, number one, I would used to just go outside, but lately I've been taking 15-minute ukulele lessons. Practicing on my strumming, because my niece really wants me to improve, but I'm not great at all. I just want to play Over the Rainbow, but I'll probably move on from the ukulele. But pick something, like I said, go outside. For me, it's, I go on my walks, and or just spend time with your dogs, or call someone that just freaking likes you, right? There's always that person that you can call, especially as a real estate agent, when you're making calls, and you're like, okay, I'm 19 away from a yes, and you're just like trudging on, and you just don't really have that energy. Call someone who loves you, who just has that energy. But again, sometimes you're that person for a lot of people, and that's usually how I am. There's a guy sitting here, David. He's a great guy, but he always tells me, he's like, "You got so much energy. He says it more like this. You've got so much energy." me, projecting my voice on you. So through this, I haven't really been that energy for a lot of people. And I read this thing that was so fascinating to me. It's that you don't always have to bring high energy to a room to make an impact. Just inspire other people. you can inspire others without bringing all of your energy to the room. So that's kind of how I showed up at this conference, to be honest. But in turn, what I take away from it is all the energy in this room that you give me. So I'm really grateful.
That's the other one. Like, that is really good. I like about the whole, that's real good.
Yeah.
That's real
I
good.
love you. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. And actually, that takes us into our next question of, how do you keep a positive mindset? How do you overcome setbacks and stay resilient? So, what are you?
Yeah, resilience.
Yeah.
I think honestly, and like you said, sometimes some of the things, not everything is free for mental health, but
Right.
You gotta put yourself on the calendar. We're so quick to say, oh, I gotta get this done, and if I could just do this, if I could just do this. When I hit 40, it was like, all right, it's about me, right? So I talk to a therapist once a week for an hour. I get a massage once a week for 2 hours. I am very consistent with that. I could definitely do better eating. I'm working on that. But really, there comes a time when, at the end of the day, we all hear these great motivational speakers, and we're like, oh yeah, we're not gonna, when we leave, we don't have anything, we can't take this stuff with us, and what is someone gonna think of you when you're gone? Are they really gonna care that, hey, they got that 60th sale that month, or whatever it is? So at the end of the day, you've got to, as we get older, you've got to start thinking about what really matters. We're talking about healthy habits. You're in this body, and that's all you've got. And some people have different abilities. Some people don't, right? So we've got to really make the best of it. And man, it's a lot. It's a lot, but you got to put yourself on the calendar.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
Absolutely. And just really quick to that, I have a list here of things, write these down, ready? Important things that you should be doing to take care of yourself every day, right? 75 hard, hands in the air.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Foundation. No.
All right.
Soft 30s.
Sleep. You need enough sleep.
Yep.
Nutrition. Eat healthy. These are all choices you can make, right?
Not every day, right?
Hydration. Hydration. The right amount of water will change your life. Breathing, yoga meditation, massage, sunshine,
Yep.
stimulation, right? Fun, right? Challenges, whatever it is, weightlifting, exercise, and talk therapy. I already mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you know what? Now they got therapy. Now you can just text.
Now you can
talk to
text?
somebody.
Yeah. In fact, there is a resource with EXP Agent Healthcare with a teledoc type style. So I have to plug that. I wanted to plug that only because we have used it, and it's a great resource. But look, call your healthcare provider and you can just ask them, what do you offer? And typically now there's some type of thing that you can either text or jump on the phone.
And that's important too, because really you need a sounding board, because, you can talk to your spouse, you can talk to your parent, but they're gonna have their own point of view. What is making me do what I'm doing? And then how do I unlearn, relearn the correct way of reacting, right? Or approaching to something, so I think that's important too.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 10 minutes. Oh, thank you for that 10 sign. And it's big enough that I can see it.
Just for you.
As we mature, the signs get bigger. How do you stay resilient and keep your mindset in check?
Resiliency. I would say I look at the past as experiences onto growth, self-reflection. One of the things I actually do, this is not no little pit parade, Tony Robbins, not knocking him.
Don't be modest.
So I do a thing called journaling, right? And that journaling is something called shadow work. So I go through and look at, okay, the things I did as my childhood, things I look at my middle age, and things I look at for the future. And I write down, okay, what did I do, and what did I learn from that, right? And how can I get better? Next thing I do, pamper yourself.
Yes.
I will take I call it a spiritual bath. I will go in that tub, brother, hey, I'll put some cucumbers on my eyes, throw some candles on, some Marvin Gaye, and I'll even go back and I'll lay in that tub. Bible beats, whatever you want to call it. But it works. I'm telling you. I'm a huge
No
fan.
mineral salts?
Oh, let me give you the ingredients. Magnesium,
Yeah.
lavender, because of course your five senses, the smell is the number one thing it picks up. I do a little rose petals, believe it or not.
Wow.
Real ones or powder?
Sometimes powder. And also I do, what else I put in there?
Orange slices.
Yeah, orange slices.
We weren't there, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I love
man.
that, but yeah, self-care is so important. And at conferences, just to kind of bring it back into real estate conferences, right? I take care of my feet at these conferences. I would not even be standing over here or sitting down, but I'm here. But yeah, self-care is like, what am I gonna need? How can I set myself up for success? I wanted to mention one silly thing. It's not silly, but it's so simple that it blows my mind that how simple these little tweaks you can make. And I think all of you are accountable, but we can all be held accountable at a higher level, right? In any area of our life. And I do this little exercise. I did it on January 1st, but I do it every couple of weeks, or how often I think of it or need it. And I assess, like I said, inspect what you expect, but I also assess how I feel. So but not how I feel, but how everything feels to me. So it's, how does home feel? How does my body feel? How do my cravings for alcohol feel? How does everything feel? And when I when I don't have like a really exciting answer for why it feels good, then I know it's and when I have maybe a negative thing, and then I focus on that thing. And I just wanted to add to you calendaring, and you also talked about, calendaring time for yourself. When I come to a conference, what I do is, before you come to a conference, you have this list, right? Like, go to the dry cleaner, buy a new wardrobe, all these things. Yeah, get your hair did, get your nails done, do all these things. So what I do is I look at that, and then I calendar the things that I need to do that are, that actually take time, or on the shopping list. I calendar it all, and then I also make sure that I never reprioritize other, like the things that are for me, to take care of me or my family, but to take care of me and my body and how I'm gonna feel at the conference. Because if you come to a conference and you don't feel good, you're not gonna accomplish anything, right? You're not gonna show up for the booths, you're not gonna really wanna network, you're not gonna wanna go after. I wanted to go to Mango's bad last night. Thank God there was thunder and lightning, because I blamed that. I was like, doesn't sound safe. I really wanted to go, but I'm like, girl, you gotta sit on the stage tomorrow, and mental health, you need to go to sleep. So I went to sleep.
Awesome. I think we've got a few more minutes left.
I think
We finished at
25.
We got 6 minutes?
Questions? Oh, yeah, questions.
Really quick, if you could talk about your rapid fire routine, what's your morning routine?
Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up, make my bed.
I would say repeat an affirmation.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Grateful book.
Mine would be go outside. Yeah. So in the morning, I like to I'll look at messages from people that I love and people that I like, and the rest. Cody laughs. But just do you, be you in the morning, because it's everything. And so for me, it's follow through with everything that you said you were gonna do. Because at the end of the day, if you at least do everything you said you were gonna do, and you show up for all the things you promised yourself or someone else that you were gonna do, at the end of the day you go, well, I didn't build Rome, but everyone knows that I did what I said I was gonna do. And that, for me, I just sleep. Yeah.
That's awesome. I live off of check boxes. Check boxes are my friend. It keeps me on track. And and I get as much done before breakfast as I can. Work out one of those before I do anything else. But routine, regimen, just stay on, keep yourself on track. And it's okay if you fall off track, get back on track.
Tomorrow's new.
And even, it doesn't even have to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
You noticed you fell off track, pick yourself up and get yourself back on track,
Yeah.
right? Again, apologize to yourself and get up and move on, right? You don't have to beat yourself up. Who beats himself up? Stop it.
Everybody.
Yep.
Stop it. There's no point. It's a waste of energy. just say, I'm sorry, and move on. Environment is really quick environment. Just be careful who you're listening to, who you surround yourself with,
Yeah.
right? I don't listen to the radio, I don't watch TV, I haven't watched TV in 15 years. The news, choose carefully who you listen to, who you surround yourself with. If they're not applauding you and helping you get to where you go,
And that's a tough one with a spouse. So my wife
It is
never
a
watched
tough
the
one.
news, and we never watched TV until about 5-6 years ago. And so, what we had to do is make a decision together of how we were gonna compromise. And so it's like Sundays, Saturdays, no. During the week, like headphones. So she wears headphones.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
We compromise.
Yeah,
I feel like I won a little bit.
Absolutely. So we'll take a few minutes for a little Q&A session.
Yeah.
Carly,
Anyone's got a question?
first we're gonna plug the Healthy Mind Collective.
Yes.
EXP Realty has a Healthy Mind Collective work group. Do we have the QR code to pop up on the screen?
But not nearly enough agents yet jumping in and really taking advantage.
Oh,
So
there it is.
There it is. Look at that graphic.
Scan that QR code, you can pop yourself right into that workplace group.
Reset on Wednesdays. There's meditation on Wednesdays, so a great way to jump in and be around some others like-minded wanting to reset. Any questions?
If you have questions, raise your hands, I'll bring the mic to you.
We have one here in the front.
I could probably scream it, but.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could, Cookie.
So I have trouble turning off at night, and like when you guys were saying shut the phone off at 7, I'm like, what about the offer that somebody wants to write at 9 o'clock at night? I'm the one who's like trying to write, and I'm really stupid at 9 o'clock at night. But it's my fear of loss for my client is like, I don't want to not write that offer and submit it, which is really stupid because I'm sending an email at 10 o'clock at night to the other person. So how do you just like calm yourself down and go, it'll be okay, I can wait until tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
So-
That's a real game.
I was just gonna say, for me, it's just write it down, really like assess it, like, do I have to write, if I don't write the offer, are they gonna lose the deal? And if the answer is no, and you've over communicated to the other party and to your client about what your strategy is to get the deal done, then you have a solution, it's in place, you've communicated it, and go to bed. That's fair.
I got a good one, delegate. It took a
Yeah.
long time for me because I was like, oh, I can only do this right, I have to do it. No, hire a transaction coordinator.
Yeah.
Right? Find someone who's willing to work those hours, right? So maybe it's just from 9 to 11. Or, and forward the email to them, say, hey, look, you have this transaction coordinator, my phone goes off at 9, if something happens between the hours 9 and 10, maybe you've got an auto forward that goes out to them, and if it says, write this offer, here are the questions. That really saved me was the day that I hired transaction coordinators to type up offers.
Well, it's a contract, so for me, it's don't write the offer at 9 if you feel like you can't review the offer. Because if you're gonna write an offer and you miss out an arbitration clause, or you miss out that they need the rent back, how many of your clients read the whole contract? Oh, okay, not many. So, we have that duty to review those contracts, and I say if you feel like you can't write contracts at 9, then definitely just prepare for the fact that you're gonna communicate to your clients that these are the hours we really need to submit contracts by, and otherwise prepare the other agent for when you're gonna be signing. That's my advice.
Yeah, and most of the time they won't even sign it, right? You
Yep.
send it to them and they're reading everything, and really you're gonna give it back to client the next morning.
Exactly. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm just wanting to know, I've heard a lot about setting a schedule and making that clear to your clients up front. And I've run into situations where, say I get a text at 9 o'clock at night, but I know that tomorrow my day is gonna be crazy, and it's actually gonna be more convenient for me to respond to that now than to deal with it tomorrow. But then when you talk about like not wanting to change that expectation, any advice on what's the better route to go when that happens?
Yeah, I mean, you could even reference it, right? You could say, hey, I had some things free up and I've got some time, let's connect. So, but yeah, hey, we're gonna be around for a few minutes, so if anyone wants to come up and chat, we're gonna wrap up the room because we've got other amazing, impactful events coming up. So enjoy the day and use the word I love you I love you. It's a
Yeah.
powerful word.
We love you.
So, love you.
I was gonna jump in on that with the client, and they didn't do that. The best thing to do is